Hi, friends and neighbors. My name is Bo Sanders, and over the last 15 years, I've had to do some serious soul searching around the question, is Christianity inherently conservative? And the answer is no, but you could forgive those who are under the impression that it is. Because unfortunately, we live in a time where the majority of the Christianities that people have access to, or the Christianities that are broadcast the loudest or the most visible, are past oriented versions, brands of Christianity. In fact, as I have traveled and as I go to different church websites or I'm in different lobbies or I look at different conferences, I am amazed at how many Christian or theological or spiritual projects begin with the word RE. You have revisit and reclaim, restore, return, renew, reform, renovate, reframe, redefine, remember, recall, reimagine, represent, reinforce, revive, re-examine, redeem, react, respond, and retreat. That's a lot of RE words. We love RE words. And it is subtle, but it is a secondary register where the message that is being broadcast you think is one thing, but operating a lower register is this subtle idea that God worked better, or maybe at all, in the past. And if we got back to that, then we'd really have something. This make Christianity great again impulse is not only found in the church or in the Christian religion. I've actually been looking at this across our entire culture. There are books like Consumed Nostalgia, Retromania, pop culture's fascination with its own past, The Way We Never Were, The American Family, and the Nostalgia Trap. This is across our culture a pervasive moment when life has become so overexpanded, so outsized, that there is a retraction or a reaction that is happening. Now, it's in our culture as a whole, but there's a specific stream of this thought that fits really well with the brand of Christianity that many people have bought into in this age of consumerism. I get it. I used to really buy into this. I wanted to be an Acts 2 church. I wanted to get back to the Bible. I wanted to do what Jesus did in signs and wonders and miracles. And so I get the impulse. I understand its attraction. But my migration away from this is sort of, I map it out in 5 stages. The first is that I bought into this idea of the incarnation. Our central event in the Christian story is the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. And so this idea of incarnation is an ongoing incarnational expression that once you sort of buy into that God is at work in every area, in every era, and in every place and time, it really changes the way that you think about God's work in the world and how you might partner with that. The second stage was to actually look at history and to notice that in so many different eras, in so many different expressions, in so many regions of the globe, that God has been at work. And so whether there have been changes and adaptations in the church or technology in how people address and access, that God's work continues. God works in every area and in every place through every technology. God is not limited. The third step was to notice the irony of romanticizing a simple church or the early church as if there was only one, or a perfect or a pure church. This Eden aspect of imagining the church, but to do that in a technological society, or maybe even blog or tweet about it or whatever it is, in mega churches, on Christian radio, there's an ironic element to romanticizing some type of earlier, simpler, pure version of Christianity. So the fourth stage is to simply realize that even in church history, all the way back into the book of Acts, you see that it has always been complex, it has always been contested, and it has always been adapting and changing. Might even say evolving, but some people take exception because they don't like evolution. And then the fifth and final step in my transformation was the confession that since the advent of capitalism, Christianity has been consumed. This is a massive change in approach because we do not live in the world that the ancients lived, and we do not think about the world the way they do or did. And so Christianity becomes a commodity or a performance, a production, a product that is marketed to us, into which we buy into. We are, as much as we complain about church shoppers, we are products of our era. And so even the way that we choose which brand or stream of Christianity to participate in is embedded in a capitalist enterprise. So as I travel and as I get to talk to people from all over, and I ask this question about, is Christianity inherently conservative? The answer is no, but a lot of people think that the answer is yes, because they've been sold a brand of Christianity that is past-oriented. What I'm interested in is a Christianity that is present-focused and future-aware. So yes, we know about the past, but we don't want to reinforce and recreate the problems and the injustices that we have inherited. So we don't discard the past, but we are present-oriented in an incarnational focus, but we are future-oriented in that sense, in that we think that better days are ahead and that God is still at work. God's Spirit is still at work in the world. And so we want to join that work to bring about a preferable future, full of possibility. And that's something I am very interested in being a resource for and encouraging people for, a stream of Christianity that is not conservative, but that is focused on a social engagement that is present and future oriented. I'm very interested in this, but there's some challenges. And next week I want to talk about what is the danger of reinforcing and reenacting the unjust aspects of the system that we have inherited. I would love to know your thoughts. This is an ongoing project for me, and so I would be very interested in engaging in a deeper conversation and resourcing and pooling our resources together as we think and act in ways that bring about greater possibility for human prosperity, for human prospering.